Something truly magical is happening within me. And most recently, in these past 2 weeks, it's really been coming online. It's really a process of remembering and a deep process of connection with myself, with the land, with earth, with my ancestors, and with God. And all these things may sound separate, but to me, I know that this process is me remembering that it's not separate. So what do I mean? What am I going through? And why is this so important? Now, I'll answer the last one there first. Why is it so important to share what I'm sharing today about, remembering my connection to earth, to land, to place, to ancestors, to spirit, to creator. Why is this so important? Well, honestly, everywhere I look around me, I see disconnect. I see disconnect in the cities. Like an easy one, just walk around in any restaurant, any store, any waiting room. What are people doing? They're disconnected. They're on their phone, connected to an online world, which can be a way of connection, but they're not connected to the place around them. We wear shoes that disconnect us from the earth, and shoes aren't bad, but how often do you actually take your shoes off and put them on the ground and connect to where we came from, what we are made of, what we're meant to be connected to? And this disconnect, I see it not just in people's physical ailments and the chronic diseases and the people just suffering, but also see people suffering mentally, this loneliness. And I know you've been there, most likely you've been there before, just feeling so disconnected. There's people all around you. And I've been here personally too, where it's just, there's people all around me, but I feel disconnected. And ultimately feeling disconnected from yourself. It's like, who the heck am I? Who am I? Why am I on this planet? What am I doing here? Just work a job? Post shit on social media? Drink beers with my friends? What am I here to do? And that feeling can be so insidious and just take you over. I've been to those points what am I doing, man? And it's important that I share today, that there is a path out of that. There's a path back to connection. There's a path back to yourself, back to knowing your purpose and being able to actually share your gifts, share your purpose, be part of this community of earth, this community of human beings, being part of again, being of service. Whatever you want to do in this world that's truly for you to do. Some people call it their soul's purpose. Some people call it their divine mission. Maybe it's just your vision for your life. Something you feel you want to do, but you feel just disconnected. Disconnected from it. Disconnected from the people around you. Disconnected from earth. So as many of you may know, part of my mission is to reconnect people to nature and reconnect people to their hearts. So those are my two missions, and I think they go hand in hand, because I believe connecting to your heart, which is connecting to yourself, your true, authentic self, means you actually need to reconnect to earth, because this is where we come from. People call it Mother Earth, Gaia, Pachamama, Yord. Yord is a recent one I've learned from learning about Norse paganism and the Northern Way and all this stuff, which I'll get into in this little audio cast. But Earth has many names, but they all mean the same thing. She is the mother of us. She is holding us. She nurtures us. She feeds us. She resources us. Think about what your mom is supposed to do, what she does for you. Feeding you, raising you, holding you. Right? Giving you life, giving you energy. That is exactly what Earth does, and now scientifically we can actually measure these things too. That like literally when you put your bare feet on the Earth, you get negative electrons. The Earth is a bank of negative electrons that literally soak up through your feet. Your feet and your hands have the biggest receptors for these ions. These electrons that come up through your body, they go into your body, they increase your voltage, your electricity in your body, and you feel more vital. You feel more energy. You feel more clarity in your mind. If you know about the mitochondria, the cells in your body, the old ancient bacteria that help you produce energy in your body, they produce ATP. I don't need to get into all the science of it, but just they help you produce energy, right? So those negative electrons help your mitochondria to function better, to produce energy. So it literally goes directly to the cells that are keeping you alive, that are keeping you able to function. And your whole body gets charged, right? So think about that. Think about that simple act of just putting your bare feet on the ground, charging you up. Maybe it's 5 minutes a day. 15 minutes is what I suggest people start with. 15 minutes of getting bare feet on the ground. That simple act is bringing you back to connection to Earth. And you start to feel it. I remember when I was living in Brazil 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago now. Time's moving fast, you know. But I remember living in this apartment complex and living on the top floor. And just all the radio towers and antennas and satellites and Wi-Fi routers all around. Like, that messes with us. It messes with our internal energy. It messes with us being able to produce ATP, our mitochondria to function, it all messes with that. So what I would do with my partner at that time, is we would go downstairs and just sit on the grass and bare feet. And I just learned about grounding, earthing, watched a film about it, and I was like, okay, let's try this out. You know, I would be in a bad mood sometimes, and it was around the 15-minute mark every time that all of a sudden I would get a smile on my face. Like, I would go from kind of alright to like, man, I feel a lot better. I'm just sitting by a little tree in the middle of an apartment complex where they have some grass that's connected to Earth. Man, I felt so much better. That simple act of connection. So it's important. I'm really just wanting you to understand how important this like simply connecting to Earth is. Increase your energy, and as soon as you have more energy connecting to that Earth, that energy getting outside, the sun too, the sun charges your cells. The UV rays literally help your blood flow. Getting that oxygen, which also has negative electrons that it exchanges with your body. When you breathe in electricity. Think of that. You're literally breathing in electricity when you're outside, breathing fresh air that is not positively charged. Because inside, AC positively charges it, and you no longer receive that extra energy from the air you're breathing. But you go outside, it's charged. There's more oxygen as well. A lot of homes are full of carbon dioxide from you breathing. There's less oxygen. So, these simple things, getting back out, connecting to Earth, it's powerful. So circling back to what I was talking about at the beginning, how I'm going through a deeper shift, because I've been doing this stuff for, 4 or 5 years now, where I'm really focused on that connection to Earth, but now I'm doing it in an even deeper way. So many of you may know, I've shared it in a post before, but I recently, this past July, got accepted into a SEIDR practitioner training. And SEIDR is a form of Norse Shamanism. So think Scandinavia, Norway, that area, right? Northern Europe, that area. This is something they would have practiced. Think the Viking era, but even older. Like, it goes way, way before the Viking era as well. And this is a form of, the word SEIDR means magic. This is a form of, it was the Northern Shamanism. It was Norse Shamanism. And if you don't understand shamanism, I'll explain it from the lens of SEIDR, at least. Because I don't want to speak on other traditions that I don't know about. But SEIDR And that type of shamanism is literally just working with the energies of nature and the energies of earth that are very real. And being able to work with the subtle energies that most of us don't feel anymore. Most of us, we don't realize it, we don't feel it. And being able to connect with that, right? And my mission, the reason I want to learn this and connect with this is I want to be able to help people deeply connect to those energies and be able, because I'm working with subtle energies and people are part of nature, so I can also learning how to work with the body's energies, our auric fields, which are very real. They can be measured now. We actually are able to measure people's auric fields. These fields that hold emotions, these fields that hold memory, these fields that allow you to connect to others, connect to God, all these things, very important to be able to work with. So that is why I'm on this path, and that's what shamanism is to me. It's a form of being a healer, but working with nature. And like I said, I'm talking about SEIDR specifically, and being able to help people with just getting back to center with themselves by using these healing practices, using nature itself, helping people connect to that. And I'm not here to be your healer. I'm here to provide the space and the guidance and using, these things I'm learning and the things I've already learned to help you clear your energetic channels, right? So that one example I gave of putting your feet on the earth, right? That is opening an energetic channel within your body. So you are an energetic being, right? I told you have an aura. If you listen to my other stuff, I've talked about the heart a lot. Remember, I'm wanting people to get back into their heart, loving more. Your heart has the biggest electric field of anything in your body. So what's happening is when we increase voltage and we clear up the energetic channels because they can get sluggish. So for example, you have your fascia. Your fascia covers your entire body. It keeps your organs, your muscles, everything together, but also helps things communicate, right? That's how everything in your body, it's a communication pathway. Okay, your nervous system partly runs through there as well. It's how it's getting to everything. So when it's binded, and this is just one example of how energetics can get sluggish, is when it gets bound, that literally your nervous system kind of gets pinched and energy can't get through as well. There's not as much voltage, so things don't function as well. You're not as coordinated. Your thoughts aren't as clear. You have muscle pain, you have physical pain. It all presents in different ways for different people. So we have that, right? So coming back to clearing up the energetic channels, we clear up these energetic channels, and that's what I would be helping, and that's what I'm learning how to do even more so, using nature's energies and working with the cycles of Earth. All of a sudden, you clear up your energetic channels within a session with me, or however you do this with yourself. All of a sudden, you can think clearer. All of a sudden, you can connect to your heart, which is I like to call as an entity within you. It is part of you, it is you, but it's also something you can connect to and literally have a conversation with. And that's what I do in my heart coherence sessions with people, which has been super powerful because people all of a sudden feel the truth of who they are. And even a couple weeks after the session, they're like, yeah, I just feel lighter. I feel like I can love myself more. I feel like I can express myself more. And that is the magic of this, right? And that's where I'm coming back to the very beginning when I said I'm going through this deep remembering. My DNA on a level is literally awakening to what our ancestors experienced, how they were in tune with nature, they were in tune with the cycles, with the solstices, the equinoxes, Alpha Blot, and Halloween, which they wouldn't call it Halloween, we call it Alpha Blot. But these times and working with the cycles of the moon, understanding that there's these different energies at different times that we get to work with, right? And that we get to connect with, that open us up in a way, they open us to ourselves, our actual truth, our true eternal selves that are meant to be connected with earth and connected with God. Everything else is in a way, an illusion. It's a distraction. And now I'm not telling you just go be a yogi and just connect with God and connect with earth and forget society. No. I'm telling you, being within culture, being within society now, but being connected to your true self. You're not putting on a mask. You're not hiding behind things. You're connected to Creator, to God, and you're connected to earth below. So your two selves here are becoming one within your heart. So the earth coming up, connecting to your heart. The heavens coming down to the top, connecting to the heart. And your heart is your filter to take action. Okay? So your heart is your filter of truth. And that's what I'm awakening to. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm more and more being able to align my life and feel. I am headed down the path I'm meant to head. I am guided by God. I am grounded with earth. And I am leading with my heart. So this path of SEIDR is more than just me learning how to be a better healer, how to help others connect with themselves and clear up energetic channels for people and help them, live more purposeful and heart-led lives. It's more than that. It's me, I'm awakening to what it means to actually be a human on this earth. Reconnecting with what our ancestors already knew, but we've forgotten. That we are part of this earth. We are spiritual beings as well, but we are part of this earth. And if we forget that connection, what happens? What do you see today? You see war, you see genocide, you see leaders who are acting like little children leading us into destruction, destroying our forests, destroying our rivers. We will not have drinking water if we continue at the path we're at. We will not have forest anymore if we continue on the way we're going. We will not be able to sustain this whatsoever. The earth will go on. Will humans go on? And this isn't to be doom and gloom, because I don't believe this is going to happen, because I believe there is a shift happening. The same shift happening within me is happening on a global scale, where we are coming back to who we are as humans. We are coming back to nature, and we are coming back to God ultimately. And this is what's going to shift humanity in a good way. And it starts with you, the person listening, and me continuing this path of reconnection. Connection to self, connection to nature, connection to God. Remember this. Remember this. The three connections. Nature, self, and God. That reconnection. And ultimately that reconnection is just, it opens you up to a whole new life. A life you just didn't know you could have. And that's the awakening I'm having. You get into these spiritual groups and people talk about their awakening and all this stuff. And I'm like, cool. You're awakening. But have you gone outside and connected with earth? Have you gone outside and just been in nature? Can you sit in nature and just be with it? Be with yourself? Because I don't know if you can, and this isn't to judge people. People want to say they're awakened, because I'm not here to say I'm awakened. On a true level, I don't truly know what that even freaking means, and I don't care. Because what I'm trying to tell you is my experience right now is I feel like my ancestral DNA is literally coming online, and that I'm feeling more connected to my ancestors, more connected to myself, more connected to this earth, and more connected to God than I have ever felt. And what the biggest shift that is happening for me is that every single morning since August, most mornings I do my best every day of the week. Most mornings I'm going outside and I'm meditating. I'm sitting with myself. I'm breathing deeply, doing breathwork practices, and I'm praying. These three things, and movement, I've been doing movement as well to help me settle into the meditation. But doing these things every morning best I can have been just deepening my connection with myself, and being outside, deepening my connection with Mother Earth, and praying and connecting with God. Praying for guidance, praying for strength, praying for courage. And that's why I can sit here and finally just speak what I want to speak. this has been the hardest thing for me to do, is just to open my throat and speak what I actually want to speak. No filter, nothing, not hiding. I'm here, this is my truth, this is what I want to teach you, this is what I want to share with you. Because I'm here, this is my mission to share and inspire this revolution of love and nature reconnection that's going to impact the next 7 generations and beyond. This is my mission, this is what I'm here for. So coming to the end of this, whatever you want to call it, little audio cast, little reconnection session. But yeah, this is me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to inspire. But I guess, yeah, the last thing I'll leave you with, some action to take, is go outside. Put your bare feet on the ground and take a deep breath, because it's going to be okay. And if you want to take it another step further, start meditating. Being with yourself, even if it's just for a couple minutes to start out, 5 minutes, where you just take a few deep breaths and you just keep focusing on your breath. I have resources if you want. I have morning practices you can follow along, 7 days of morning practices. Literally every day you'll get an email with a video you can follow along, and I can teach you my methods of breathing and meditation and movement. And it is powerful. And it's just something you can start with, because you know what I do these days is everything I've learned, I put it into my own. And now with the SEIDR practitioner training, I'm learning from my teachers, so using those. So as I learn, I'll be sharing more practices, things that people can utilize. But for now, the biggest thing I'm offering is the one-on-one heart coherence sessions. They're 60 minutes where I literally take you through breath work, a little breathing, a visualization, meditation, and I hold space for you to go within. We ground you down to earth, we ground you into your heart. So we connect you to your heart. And that is where we get to figure out what is blocking you from connection to yourself, to your heart, to your higher power, to earth. We figure this out because when you take the time and I hold a space for you, a safe container for you to go within, all of a sudden answers start coming up for you. I do not give you the answers. It is amazing how you will discover your own answers. How do I start reconnecting? What is holding me back from speaking my truth? What is holding me back from feeling fulfillment? What is holding me back from getting my gift out into the world? Why do I feel so lonely? What in there? And this is where shadow work can happen, where inner child work can happen, where just retelling yourself a story can happen, and just feeling the emotions and releasing can happen. So all this magic is happening, and I'll leave a link down below this audio cast, wherever I put this, so you guys can check it out, because I've had about 12 people go through it now, and I've probably got 9 reviews, 9 reviews, and they've been phenomenal. And I have 4 of those up on the website y'all can check out. And then feel free to message me if you have any questions. But this is vital. This work that I'm doing is vital, because if we do not find our way back to our hearts, if we do not find our way back to nature, the things I was talking about with no drinking water and forests being destroyed, wars continuing to happen, death, like people, chronic disease, cancers, heart disease. I know you guys have felt lost from all these things, or at least one of these things has impacted you. Depression, anxiety, stress, suicide, all on the rise. Like I said, this is not to scare you. This is to come back to the reality that we are humans who need to come back to our Mother Earth, and come back to ourselves, and come back to God. So I'll leave you guys with that. And yeah, I really appreciate all those who took the time to listen to this, because this is a very important message. But yeah, looking forward to connecting. And that's all I got for today.